Now, streaming one day, one of my viewers decided to ask me which of the HOI boys would be the most friggeable, and seeing as how that was a reasonable request, I decided to humor it and, like a reasonable person, made a tier list. So today we'll be looking at which HOI4 YouTubers are the greatest in bed. So I decided to give it like 5 categories, so there's enough room to see between the levels. The first one obviously is the best one, sex god. Down there is like not fully a sex god, but like poggers in bed, you're obviously good, but you're not the best. After that, needs more juice, as in, it's not bad, but there's some practice to be had for sure. After that comes put some training wheels on that bitch, because essentially, you need some big boy training still. A lot of training before you can be considered one of the top boys instead. And the final one is just no. If there's no hope, I'll put you in here. And before I start sorting them, I do want to say that seeing as how everyone in here is HOI4 YouTuber, that automatically puts you one rank above, because obviously you play HOI4. Obviously, women love that. There's nothing quite as attractive as staring at a map of the world and talking about war crimes for like 3 hours a day minimum. So we can ignore this one. You can see put some training wheels on that bitch being the worst category, because everyone else, everyone of us is at least talented in some way in the bed because of our HOI4 talents. Now, let's start off with tommykay. As you know, tommykay, best multiplayer HOI4 boy known to mankind, and he knows it. He's very confident in himself, but I do think, because he's so confident, he's not really willing to learn new moves because of it. So I'm not gonna put him into sex god or even poggers, but I think he's gonna be stagnating a lot because of his inherent confidence. So I do say he's gonna need more juice. He's gonna need to accept the fact that he needs more juice before he can move on to the next level, and maybe even one day become a poggers in bed or even sex god, We'll see that though. That depends on him, but he certainly has the potential. Next up, we have alextherambler. Now he's quite the opposite from tommykay. He's more down to earth, a bit more insecure about himself in general, but we do know that he will treat you right. So he might not rock your world in bed, which is why I'm not going to put him in the first 2 categories, but he'll definitely treat you right, and he will have the willingness to learn and to become better. So I'd say, also needs more juice, but I can see him getting up a few levels more than tommykay for sure, especially with his willingness to learn. Next up, ISP, obviously, we've seen how he looks like Leon Trotsky. Basically, his philosophy, the way I see it, is gonna be like, it's not my pleasure, it's our pleasure. So he's definitely gonna be poggers in bed, just because he's got that communist vibe going on with this Leon Trotsky looking ass. He'll definitely make sure to spread the love around, but it's not gonna be spread around that efficiently because of the Leon Trotsky vibes. That's why I'm not gonna put him in sex god territory, just in poggers in bed territory. Now, next up, Mr. Mocha Lover. Handsome boy, definitely very meme-mode, very big chungus, wholesome. I don't know where I put him, to be honest. We're on friendly terms. I'd consider him my HOI boyfriend. And I feel like it's very difficult to put someone in a correct place because you know someone. But I do think, you know what, I'm gonna put him in poggers in bed. He seems like the one. He seems like that kind of guy, Seems like that kind of guy. Maybe that's the vibe I'm getting. Maybe it's all the Equestria at War mod that he's playing, the whole My Little Pony HOI4 mod. Definitely poggers in bed for that one, for sure. Now, Torior, amazing HOI4 player, right? He makes stuff happen where you think like, why is this even happening in the first place? But he makes it possible, and as a result, honestly, I think I'm gonna put him on sex god territory just because he can make the impossible possible through sheer ingenuity, and I feel like that was gonna translate a lot in the bedroom. Now, next up we have Feedback Gaming. I don't know, man. I feel like he's very much on the grind in HOI4 and his channel in general, so I feel like he's less focused on the bedroom stuff, and as a result he's probably gonna be a bit stuck. So I'm putting some training wheels on that bitch, because he needs to, be able to lift his focus a bit more, a bit off of his YouTube channel, his HOI4 content, and see the bigger picture of, ooh, there's anime waifus in my area dying to meet me. I should take care of that. And that is his duty as a HOI4 YouTuber, but he hasn't realized that yet. So that's why I'm putting some training wheels on that bitch. I do think he can get a bit better, like most HOI4 players, because, you know, we're all sex god, obviously. Well, at least we have the potential to be. But for now, training wheels on that bitch. But I do like to see a progress report in a few months. If he does his best, I'm willing to put him like 1 stack, maybe 2 stacks higher. Next up, Veilfisk. That's a safe bet. That's a safe poggers in bet, I think. Everyone who knows him knows what he's all about. He's a very safe, good bet, but he's not a sex god just like Torior, so that's why I'm putting him in there, you know? Now, Mountain General. Mountain General is gonna be way too busy memeing around to care about the pleasures of others in bed. Therefore, he's gonna have the time of his life, but the person that's laying beside him, not so much. He has the potential, but he is too busy memeing on the TNO mod, making videos on that to give a fuck. Next up, Drew Darnell. I'm putting some training wheels on that bitch. He hasn't done HOI4 content, so automatically, you know what? No. There we go. That's what you get for not reacting to HOI4 content anymore. This is what you get. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Then we have this Taki Senpai individual. I don't know who he is, but apparently he's very, very handsome, very huge schlong, very charismatic, rich, other good things. So, honestly, I'd put him on equal footing. Yeah, he's a sex god. In fact, this would be Odin and this would be, I don't know, Loki. There we go. Next up, Spiffing Brit. He's got a, you know, a soft spot in my heart. He's the OG over in here. He's also the biggest boy out here. He managed to break through from just HOI4 into the mainstream, and I feel like he can transfer those skills into the bedroom. Like, one thing you're laying in bed making love to him, the next thing you're skydiving all of a sudden. No idea how it happened, but Spiff does, because he somehow made it happen, because he's broke the algorithm or something. I can see that happening, so definitely up here, the trinity of success over in here. And then finally, you know, we got a Dunehammer. He's on a bit of hiatus. I'd say normally I'd put him on a needs more juice, but I know that he is on a hiatus to you know, get better in the bedroom for sure. That's definitely why he's on a hiatus, and not at all because you know, real life is getting a bit too busy at the moment and he needs a little bit of a break. No, he's definitely here to train his bed skills with a certified master, and that's why I'm putting him in here, because I'm expecting him to be poggers in bed by the time he comes back. And yeah, that is pretty much the list, I think. Let me know what you think. You can find this list on you know, Tier Maker. Just look up HOI4 most friggeable YouTubers if you want to try it yourself. Maybe make a screenshot of it, send it to my Discord, send it to my Twitter. I'm curious to see what your opinions are towards the YouTubers, or even better, make a video yourself. Show me your reasoning behind who you are ranking where and why and how and all that good stuff. So anyway, I do hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Hopefully I'll see you next time, and hopefully you have a nice day. Bye bye.